welcome back to Theme Parks and Attractions, and welcome back to Tenerife. Now, I wasn't going to do any like walk and talks on the beach, but I thought why not? It's very, very windy here today. It's absolutely crazy. I've never been to Tenerife with it like this before. Just on the floor you can see all of the sand moving. Absolutely crazy, but thought why not just give you a walk and a talk and just go for a nice little stroll really, and give you an extra vlog on the channel because I love Tenerife. So let's have a little chat and a little walk, and I'll show you just how windy it is here. Before I do that, give me a big thumbs up and a subscribe. So much Tenerife content on the way, and hopefully the audio is alright because it's so windy. Let's get into it. So before we get into it, listen to that wind. Got the trees up there. You have a look at those trees right now. And there's no one on the beach. I'll tell you what's really hot on here, but if you just go down here, look at this sand. Can you see it flowing through? You can see all of it moving along. I'll tell you what, I've never been to Tenerife with it like this before. Absolutely stunning views there. You've got the resorts in the background just over there. Absolutely stunning. Yeah, usually this is heaving. Obviously you've got the sun loungers laying out just over there. Everyone, look at this bin bag just over here flapping around. Yeah, let's go for a little walk, shall we? I'm actually on my way. I've just come down by Siam Mall area, Siam Park. I've just walked all the way down there and I'm heading back towards Los Cristianos. But I'm out here for quite a while today, so why not take you along with me and enjoy the sights? This is not my favourite beach. My favourite beach is actually in Los Cristianos, a lot further up towards that way. You can see you've got Playa Las Americas in the distance. And I'm going to take you along for a long stroll, why not? Let's take you up towards Playa Las Americas and up towards Los Cristianos for a long, long walk. Look at these waves, give you a bit of a close-up of it. Go for a nice little stroll. That's the thing with Tenerife, you come out here, and I do eat quite a lot of junk food, to be honest with you. I go in all of the cafes around here, get lots of burgers, pizzas, but I always skip breakfast normally, and I have something for lunch and I'll have something for dinner, and I'll just burn it off in the calories really with all of the walking around here, because there is a lot of uphill around here in Tenerife if you've never visited before. If you haven't visited Tenerife before and you are, you know, just a theme park fan, get down here because there's so many things to enjoy. You've got Siam Park, you've got Aqualand, you've got Loro Park, which is a great zoo. You've got so many different shows in there. And Jungle Park, which is my favourite in Tenerife. You've got a little bobsleigh. There's no way. You've got a toboggan, not a bobsleigh. I was just looking at that wave. You've got a little toboggan there, which is decent as well. And I'm going to be doing my Jungle Park vlog, Loro Park vlog, Siam Park, and all of that lot. Even Aqualand. Love a bit of Aqualand. I've been going there for years. It's not the best, but it's comical because you do get stuck on the slides. If you haven't watched my vlog from there from a few years ago, I think it's actually a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, where I got stuck on the slide, make sure you give that a watch. But yeah, I'll swing you back round. Look at this. Got all of the rock work around here. Obviously you've got these little slide pedalos just over here. Well, the little boats that you go into the water. Is it a pedalo? I think you can actually pedal them. Yeah, you can. Obviously you hire these from this little desk just over here. You won't be taking this out today. Can you imagine pedaling this pedalo out there with the wind just like this? Look, it's turning by itself. Look at this just over here. There's a ghost in there. Put that in the water, you won't need to do it, and you just obviously slide down the slide just over here. Yeah, I'm going to take you all the way along. Why not for a little tour? You can see the colour of the sand over here. It's never this windy. If you just look at this, absolutely crazy. You can see it's going absolutely everywhere. Now I like this breeze, to be honest with you. It's no good for sun lounging obviously, and that's why the deck chairs are actually out at the moment. Hasn't been like this all day. It's very late in the afternoon at the moment. Now I have actually been on this beach before. It's not too bad. Sand's quite nice. But as I said, my favourite beach is in Los Cristianos, further up. and I'll be showing you that later in the vlog. Just in my trainers and shorts today. It's just so nice and relaxing, obviously, coming round here, just enjoying the views out there, just enjoying that breeze, because like I said, you don't want it always to be boiling hot here, because otherwise, you know, you're going to get burnt up, you're going to get very hot and bothered if you are out here all day sunbathing. So it's a fine line really, isn't it? If you've been out in the heat for a while, this is lovely to just walk along here like this. Yeah, let's continue this tour, shall we? Towards Playa Las Americas. Got the McDonald's over there. And there is a few shops over there. You've got a couple, well, there's a little sports shop over there that I've been to a few times. If you want some trainers, just head over there, sort it. Sorry about my hair, it's going absolutely everywhere. I've got a bit of wax in there at the moment, but it's just got flying everywhere because I wasn't expecting this, but I'm loving it at the same time. You've got the surfers just over there. There's a surfer, but there is a surfer beach just further up. Got a random bucket just over here. Got the waves crashing into the rocks just into the distance. I don't think I'll be going over there. You'd love me to go over there, I'm sure. Can you see it? I'll give you a bit of a zoom in. See into the distance, just crashing into the rocks over there. Started down a little go. Yeah, what's this bucket just over here? Is there any fish in there? Or is it just... Let's have a look. Okay, so we got some random flip-flops. Interesting. Moving on. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to head up there, go for a little walk. I'll show you the bars along there. Just a little walk and talk chat really. I thought, why not? I don't know if this is the best way really. Do I walk over the bridge? I'll tell you what, I'm going to walk over the bridge rather than make it a little bit more awkward for myself, because actually, let's have a little look. Maybe I do want awkward after all. Let's have a little look. Oh, what do you reckon? Let's do it. Let's go in for it. Oh, there we go. I didn't know, a little bit more steeper and I was in a bit of trouble. I saw the water there and I thought, do I just walk around? It is gorgeous weather today though. Like I said, without that breeze, perfect for sunbathing, and you've got that stunning view as always. Do you know of any better views than this really? Admire that view. You can tell it's a windy one today. I'm not too sure if this bar restaurant area is actually closed down or whether they just shut up shop because of the wind. Do you know if this is closed down or whether they've just obviously done this because of the bad wind? Obviously you got all of those that are put away as well, so it makes sense that they've done it because of this, to be honest. Otherwise they'd be flying everywhere. Can you imagine people sitting out there, their food and glasses just flying everywhere? It wouldn't be good, would it? Anyway, I'm not gonna really chop this one. I'm just gonna keep it rolling. Why not? Just let you enjoy the sights. Go for a nice walk and chat. Can talk Tenerife. Just had a bit of fly or something just going me. Not sure what that was. Nice. Give me a bit of a zoom in there. Yeah, I'll just keep this one rolling. You do have various clothes shops around here. You've got a cocktail bar just over here called Cocoa Beach. Monte Carlo on the left hand side. I won't talk all the time, I'll just let you soak in the atmosphere a little bit sometimes. If you do like theme parks and you want a little theme park discussion, I'll do that with you now, get out of the way with for a couple of minutes, why not? So what are my favourite theme parks in Europe? My favourite theme parks in Europe are probably Phantasialand. I like Efteling. I haven't been to Efteling for, well, I haven't been to Efteling on the channel or even Phantasialand. I've been there lots of times before. I haven't done those because I've prioritised things like Florida, coming back to Tenerife, because it's just so nice being out here. I like these little tables out here. Obviously you've got these heaters as well for in the evening, but yeah, look at this. You could just sit here, enjoy these views and soak it in. What a stunning place to have a meal. Obviously without the wind. Got your cocktail little sign just over here. On the plus side, the heat is still there. Obviously if it's windy and it's cold, you're in a bit of trouble. It's not. It's boiling hot still. Great. Just what I like, really. Yeah, so my favourite, you've got the little bag seller over as well. You get that all along Tenerife in different locations where they try and get you to buy the bags, obviously. I'll show you, see if you can see anything that you like the look of. I won't stop there because I want to try and sound me one, obviously. So, theme parks in Europe, as I said, Phantasialand, Efteling. I like a few of the rides at Portaventura. The operations there are terrible though, and I don't really like the atmosphere. They just barge into you. If you did see my Portaventura vlog that I did last year, you'll see you couldn't really move in there, and it wasn't a very nice, it just wasn't very nice, to be honest with you. When it's like that, if you go at a busier time, it's not the best part to go to, Portaventura, but I do love Red Force and I love Shambhala as well. Two great coasters there, and that's why I even Street Mission, great ride, and that's why I go back to Portaventura, mainly for Red Force and Shambhala, to be honest with you. But the actual overall feel of the park, not for me at all. Got lots of shows in there though, and you do get a lot for your money. They do you some really good deals. God, look at these waves, coughing a little bit because it's actually the salt, well, the water is actually coming over. I can feel it hitting me. Look at this. You don't usually get it this bad in Tenerife. I've never been to Tenerife and seen it as windy as it is now. Look at this, give you a bit of a zoom in. Sure you can hear it just how windy it is. Get some really great deals at Portaventura. You get the two parks for one. You've also got the Caribe water park there. If you do want to see what's in the Caribe water park, then I've done a vlog on that as well. That's on the channel. It's not done too bad view wise, the Caribe water park. So make sure you check it out if you do want to see the Portaventura on-site water park. Yeah, people usually go there because, you know, for what you do actually get for the money is a bargain. It's an absolute steal what you do get at that park for your money. But when it comes to operations, feel-good factor at the park, if you prioritise those points ahead of the actual rides, the likes of Red Force, if you're not bothered about that, you just want to get on some rides, that's the place to go for you, because you won't do much better than that for the money, I'm telling you now. But when it comes to theming and immersion, you want to go to the likes of Phantasialand, Efteling. I even like Toverland in Netherlands, been there several times, not on the channel, and that's why I need to go out to Netherlands and Germany and do a proper trips at some point. It's just fitting it in really, because I always come back to Tenerife, Florida as much as possible. Later on this year I'm going back to Florida, and I'm going to Florida the following year as well. It's already booked up. It is already booked up. It's just going to be a quick trip to Florida this time. I'm not actually doing any of the Disney parks this Halloween. I'm going to do Mickey's Not So Scary because I love Mickey's Not So Scary. But when it comes to Disney content, I'm not out there for that long, so I'm not actually getting the full ticket. I'm just getting the tickets for the other parks. I've got Universal and things for the whole 2 weeks, and now I'm not going to be there for 2 weeks. But it does actually work out cheaper doing it that way. I'm going to show you my hair again. It's still going absolutely everywhere, and I'm zoomed in a little bit. It's just nice to get out and have a walk and just relax really, and just take you along for a stroll with me. Got a couple of little shops just over here. You got a gift shop on the left hand side and a fashion shop as well. Obviously selling the usual towels, sun cream, magnets, that type of thing. You've also got a little clothes shop there. Yeah, I do like Europa Park as well, but you know, for me, Phantasialand and Toverland, I just like the feel of Toverland. I'm not sure what it is. I love Troy and Phoenix. Just like the overall friendly vibe of the place. It's really good in there. Obviously they take the actual areas, obviously by Phoenix and Troy, they take really good care with it. I haven't actually been on Troy for a while, and I've heard it's getting rougher. Obviously I went on Woden at Europa Park. I loved Woden. The first ever time I went to Europa Park, went back there last year, and Woden unfortunately is riding really rough now. I was going to have multiple rides on Woden, but I had one back row ride on there. Tell you what, you got a little mini golf course down here. I think I'll just show you that if you do want to play some mini golf. Can you imagine playing on there right now? Put your little ball in and it'd go everywhere, wouldn't it? But then it looks quite good down there. €5, 4 for children. Give it a bit of a zoom in there. There you go, there's the price. That one you'd be alright on because it's a little pool one. He's sitting there, he's not going to make much business today, is he? Let's be honest. Yeah, Europa Park for me, I wasn't a massive fan of Voltron either. I went there to try out Voltron, everyone was raging about it. You see everyone saying, oh, it's great and all of this. Well, everyone has their own opinion with rides and roller coasters, don't they? And everyone's got a different opinion. Certain people like different rides, don't they? And it's themed up really well. You've got all of the theming around there. You've got, even in the queue line, the animatronic. Everything about it was great, even the audio as well. But the ride experience for me, I had a couple of rides on it. It's very jolty. It's very jolty. And I don't know, I'm probably getting a little bit older now, and to have that much of a rattle and jolt to it, not for me at all. Silver Star, any day of the week I could ride that all day. For me, that's the best coaster in the park as it stands. You might disagree with me, a lot of people probably would. They'd probably say Voltron is better, or even Woden, but not for me. Silver Star now. Can Coaster, I used to love that as well at Europa Park. That, obviously the audio actually isn't in sync at the moment on Can Coaster, which is a shame, because you go around it was riding very slow and the audio was all off. Obviously if the audio is going to be off, it's going to be a little bit, you know. Went on there a few times, still a decent coaster. Europa Park's a great park, and you can see they've got rides for everyone. I love the water park, Rulantica. I love going out there in the evening. It's a great water park. In my opinion, don't do Rulantica in the daytime. It's a completely different kettle of fish at night time. Wow. All of the lighting in there makes it for me in the evening, and the new racer slide in there is great at Rulantica. And I also like the outdoor lazy river, which is my favourite thing. I would say at Europa Park and Rulantica, I like that outdoor lazy river. Well, it's not a lazy river, it's a little bit choppy waters. Wildstrom, probably my favourite there, alongside Silver Star. What is your favourite ride at Europa Park? You're all going to comment Voltron now. Probably going to get 100 views on this, so no one's going to comment. Which means Silver Star's the winner. I'll take that. Yeah, Toverland, I'd say Troy is my favourite wooden coaster that I've ever been on, by far. But like I said, I haven't actually gone on it for 3 or 4 years. So it might be a lot rougher now, who knows? I've had multiple people saying it's got rough, but they've done lots of work to it lately. So just coming up on the left hand side is actually Al Hop. Now I'm not too sure if the Al Hop tour is on the channel at the moment. I'm not too sure the order of any of these vlogs, what I'm going to actually upload them in, but I've done an Al Hop tour, one in Los Cristianos and another 5-minute walk away from there. So I haven't actually done this one, but if you do want to see what Al Hop is like, in my opinion, Al Hop is the best shop in Tenerife. There's several of them here. There's one behind me, about 20 minutes the other way as well. So very popular to buy gifts and things like that. Or if you need something, need a charger, need a hat, need swimwear, go in Al Hop, they've got you covered. Just over to the left hand side, you've got McDonald's. So yeah, that's pretty much my favourite parks in Europe. I'll go with Phantasialand, go with Toverland. I'm not too sure where I'd place both of those parks. Two completely different parks. You've got one family fun park there and one a little bit more intense with family attractions. Both really well themed, one in Netherlands, one in Germany. So it depends what you want really. If you want a really fun, chilled out environment, as long as you don't go on a weekend, do not go to Toverland on a weekend because it's a little bit of a different experience. Go there in the week when the kids are at school. What an experience it is. Phantasialand, you know, even if you go in the busier times, you're going to have a great time there because there's just so many rides and everything. But Toverland, you know, they've got the two big coasters there, and you do not want to be going at the weekends to Toverland. With regards to parks away from Europe, I've always wanted to. I've never been to California, never ever been to California, and I always say I'm going to do California and Vegas in a 2-week trip, 2.5-week trip, and I always go back to Florida. Just always draws me back. I think well, 1 year I'll do California, Vegas, but I don't do it because I think, or even New York. I love to go to loads of places in New York and some of the parks around the area. I just don't. There's Florida, something new opens up in Florida. Florida, every year new things open, and I just don't want to be away from there for too long. And that's why it draws you in. That's why so many people go back to Florida. I can't wait to get out to Epic Universe this Halloween. Can't wait to get back to Howlow Scream, Mickey's Not So Scary, Halloween Horror Nights. It's going to be great. I'm even going to Volcano Bay. I'm not actually doing a Volcano Bay vlog. It didn't actually do great at all. You can't film on the slides at Volcano Bay. So because it didn't actually do great, I'm not doing a vlog from there. I'm going to pop in there for 4 or 5 hours and I'm just going to enjoy it in there. Get on some slides, get on the Fearless River that I really enjoy. It's my favourite thing outside of the theme parks in Orlando, the Fearless River. Last time that I actually visited, the Fearless River went down while I was going in there, so I wasn't really impressed with that because I love that little wave machine. Got a Starbucks over there. I didn't know there was a Starbucks here. Never seen that before. Interesting. Would you get a coffee and sit on the beach? It's an interesting one. For me, this type of thing's, you know, a cocktail, even if you're just going to get a cold drink or something as you're sunbathing if you don't want to drink. But a coffee on the beach, I'm sure some people wake up nice and early and they want a coffee, so it works for them, but I wouldn't get one in the afternoon and sit on the beach, but that's just me. Look at the little dog just over there, enjoying life. Nice bit of grass for him. Got a nice little park area just over there, and you do have these little telescopes just over here, €1 to use and see that absolutely stunning view just over there. Just to let you know, half of my battery has gone. Half of it's gone. So what I'm going to do, So I'm going to keep rolling until either the battery goes or I get to where I want to be going. I don't have anywhere to be going. I haven't got a plan today. I've just been to Siam Mall, and I could have, well, I haven't actually got a hire car out here, so I could either have got on the, I'm actually staying in Los Cristianos, so I've got to walk this way, it's just looking where I was going then. Yeah, I could either have obviously, not too bad that resort over there to be fair, it looks quite good. No one in there sunbathing though. Yeah, I could either get on the Siam Park bus, which takes you to various locations, or you can just walk. I had no plan today. I didn't know what I was actually filming, what I was doing, and it's just nice to get out here and sometimes not have a plan on some of the days. Most of the time I have a plan and I know what I'm doing most of the time. If I go to somewhere like, my hair, look at the state of that. If I go to somewhere like, quite a few people have got the same round here, but a load of people in caps, they're doing a sensible thing. They've probably gone back, or they've got the backpacks on. I haven't actually got a backpack on today. I'm going to give you a bit of a swing round to this area now, because this looks quite nice. They're all putting stuff away though. Obviously the wind, you can see just over there, the wind. Hopefully the wind carries on like the whole time. Well, today I'm just enjoying it, it's lovely. Go away in the next few days though, because I want to get on the beach, have a bit of a relax. And just over on the left hand side you've got various clothes shops down there, another Al Hop. So you've got two in Cristianos, you've got one here, and you've got two at least that way. You've got the one that I just showed you, and then one further on. You've got Puller Bear just up there on the right hand side, Playerless Americas. Yeah, so I can't pull myself away from Orlando visiting there. I try and go there as much as I can. As we know, it's very expensive for a lot of people. So to try and go there every single year along with other trips, very, very expensive. When you go to the theme parks all the time, when you got season passes, when you come to places like Tenerife. Tenerife is nice and cheap if you can go at the right time, but obviously you've got to pay your accommodation, your flights, the food, everything. It all amounts up. Even park tickets to Siam Park, things definitely amount up for a lot of people, and a lot of people are struggling around. And you know, some people have to save up, maybe put a bit by each month so they can go somewhere with a family once every couple of years maybe, because a lot of people, which is fair enough, are struggling, and they have been struggling for a while. But yeah, on to the topic of California, Vegas. Always wanted to go there, do a big tour, just go everywhere, all in between, loads of different places, Niagara Falls on the way. The original Disneyland, Universal Studios. I'd love to experience something else, Hollywood Hills. And into Vegas and do the Strat. Do the wheel over there, stay in the Luxor Hotel. Always wanted to stay. If I ever go over there, I'll stay in the Luxor Hotel, no question about it. I won't stay anywhere else, that's where I'll be staying. And one day I'm sure I will go over there, but as I said, if you're going to give me the option of going to Florida or doing that, unfortunately the heart's going to win. But one day that will change. One day that will change. I'll bring you that content on the channel. Make sure you give me a subscribe if you do want to see that in 50 years time. I will get out there at some point, I can assure you. Would you like me to go over to Benidorm sometime? Got a little water park over there, you got the theme park over there, Terra Mythica. I went over there a long time ago. Obviously the wooden coaster over there, it's been down a long time. It's not going to get reopened now. Can you imagine the cost of getting that up, getting it RMC'd and just getting it up really? It would be crazy. It'd bankrupt the park. Obviously the park have been having lots of money problems for a long time, probably 5 years, more than that. a lot longer than that they've been having these money problems. So they're not going to get that, unless they sell up, they're not going to get that coaster open. And that's why they've left it there as well. Can you imagine the cost of taking that down for the park when they're in a lot of financial burden? There will come a time when you won't be able to sort that coaster out because it's just been left there for too long. What they've done, what I've seen in other vlogs though, they've done a good job with the water park over there. It looks quite decent. I didn't check, I wasn't there when I went there, when the little water park was there. On site, I wasn't there. So I'm thinking about maybe going out for a little trip to Benidorm at some point. Also, I want to get back to Lisburg. I was waiting for the water park there to be built, but obviously they had the problem. Well, I'm not going to say it here, but we all know, if you look into it, what actually happened with the Lisburg water park. It wasn't very nice at all. Oceania. So let's see when that will get built, because I wanted to get out there for when that was built. Also, I do like Energy Landia. Obviously, I like the two coasters there, just like Toverland. Obviously, you got Troy, you got Phoenix over there, but with Energy Landia, you've got Zadra and you've got Hyperion, the two beasts of the coasters. The rest of the park, not for me at all. Not for me, literally. I like the two coasters there, and that is it at Energy Landia. The park is, in my opinion, an absolute mess. Two halves to the park. The side on Zadra, the theming's coming along, and they're doing a good job on it, obviously, with the new little areas around there. But it's not great theming wise. They've got no indoor dark rides apart from the terrible one that's actually there. But it is very cheap to go out there, and for Hyperion and Zadra, which both are probably in my top 10 rides that I've ever been on, that's what draws me back to Energy Landia. It's worth going out there just for those two coasters. What's better, Hyperion or Zadra? That's the question. Because Hyperion, when I first went on it, I didn't really rate it that much, to be honest with you. And then I went back there and it's great, and I just kept going back on it and back on it. With Zadra as well, it was absolutely pouring down and it was just pelting in my face. I couldn't see anything, but I really enjoyed myself out there, and I will get back out there soon. Now hopefully you're not watching this Tenerife vlog and you're not interested in theme parks in the slightest, and I'm sorry about that. At some point I do need to talk about theme parks, because it's theme parks and attractions. Some of you, obviously this is a popular little spot just over here. It's been in lots of vlogs before. Got some nice ice creams there. And we're actually heading towards my favourite part of the beach, just a little bit further on. These are nice just over here, aren't they? Got the nice views just out here. It's a little bit rocky over this little bit though. Yeah, apologies if I'm just going on about theme parks quite a lot and you're not interested. Some people are just interested in Tenerife, which is fair enough. You're welcome to tune out and watch my other Tenerife content. I don't go on about theme parks in the other Tenerife vlogs. This is just more of a walk and talk and showing you what Tenerife's like, because not everyone thinks about coming to Tenerife. They're just all about the theme parks, and there is a lot here if you do like the theme parks. No actual rides, but you've got Siam Park, as I said, you've got the other water park, you've got Loro Park, which has actually got a coaster. And trust me, if you are just into theme parks, get out to Tenerife, and I promise you, if you stay in Los Cristianos, if you stay in Playa Las Americas, if you don't mind a bit of noise, I promise you, you will have a great time here. There's so much to do here. So much to do, and it's a different chilled out vibe. There is a lot of uphills here, so if you are older, I would suggest hiring a car. Lots of places you can do that for around £30 a day, not too bad at all. For me, I just like walking around, just taking it all in. Obviously, if I'm going to be eating ice cream and pizza in the evening and stuff like that, I can just walk it off. Well, I hope I can anyway. I'm still waist 30 at the moment, so yeah, this is my favourite beach area just over here. It's the People Beach. It's not this little bit here. I like the next bit just up there, but this is my favourite beach. Got the little grassy bits with shade just over here. If you do want to sit up there. I just like it. It's not you can see it's not choppy waters around here. If you see the other side of the beach just up there, as you've been watching the whole vlog, you can see the waves, can't you? If you come over here, because it's separated off just like this, can you see there's no waves? And that's what you want really when you go swimming. You don't want all the crazy waves like you go surfing, do you? Over to the left hand side, I've done a vlog here. I've done a vlog on this accommodation. I tell you what, there's two sides to it. You've got the swimming pool on this side and you've got the swimming pool on that side. Make sure you don't tune out after the first 5 minutes, because I didn't know what to expect. I went in there, didn't know what to expect, and I thought that was it around that side there. Make sure you watch this vlog, because the other side, absolutely stunning. You got the brand new building out there. I'm not really a fan of this style, if I'm honest with you. Do you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Florida. All of the, like, the flamingo colour. I've got my sunglasses on right now. It might be tainting it a little bit, but it's the Cleopatra Palace Hotel. And I'm telling you, the first 5 minutes, you might just tune out and think, don't like the look of this, but fast forward it a little bit if you don't want to watch that bit, because you'll be stunned at what's over on the other side when I walk around there. Because I wasn't even expecting the other side. I wasn't even thinking about it. It was very random. But yeah, the thing with staying in this hotel is you've got the private little gate over here. So you grab your key card just over here and you walk out onto your own little private beach. You might not want to come onto the private beach. Not a private beach, why am I saying private beach? You might not want to come onto the beach because of the swimming pool area that you've got on that side. You've got a nice little swimming pool on that side, but the actual swimming pool area on the other side, world class. Tell you what, I've just been chatting and chatting for half hour, haven't I? Need to go somewhere and sort this out, that's for sure. Luckily I've got my water here. The wind around this area, it seems to have, like I said, it's a little bit windy, but nowhere near as much as the other side. But I'm going to swing you around and show you what's in the other side just round there, because it's very different. You can see just over here, this is the building I started off in, and there's a little, it's just a little walkway. And I thought originally, when I was walking around here every other time, I didn't pay any attention to it, and it's actually the same place. And I didn't actually know that, because you don't really pay much attention to that. And it's just over there. You've got to watch the vlog and see just how nice it is, because I'm sure it's very expensive to stay in there. But if you're going to be staying somewhere expensive, I highly recommend that place. With the other side, I would not stay on the other side. And you'll see why. But check it out, make sure you do. Yeah, it's a lot more calm around there, as I was saying. You see the waves just behind, they're picking up, but just there you get nothing here. And you get a nice bit of protection as well, because you've got them just over there. I don't even know where I'm going. I don't know whether I'm sitting down relaxing, just walking with you. I'm going to end up in Los Cristianos if I carry on. I'm going to have a little bit of water anyway and just keep rolling it for you. Yeah, if you do come to Tenerife, get this water here. It's my favourite water. In Tenerife, water. Do you say water? Do you say water? This is very unlike my vlogs. I do a few walking tours in shopping centres, but I don't usually do just walk and randomly talk vlogs. I thought, why not? I've got nothing planned. I'm not stopping and doing anything, so let's just continue. Why not? Got a nice little cocktail bar over here. Let's have a look at it. Got lots of food around here as well. Oh, I'm okay, I'm just doing a vlog. Yeah, I'm good, mate. Thank you, though. Wish I was getting a cocktail, to be fair. I'm not going to sit down by myself and grab a cocktail. We'll have a cocktail. Well, I'll have a couple of cocktails at least, but that's going to be tomorrow. I'm going to go to Siam Park tomorrow. The thing with Siam Park is, what I'm going to do, so I'm just going to do a walking full park tour for you at Siam Park, because I'm actually returning later on this year to Tenerife and doing the actual attraction. I'll tell you what, look at that stunning view up there. I've got to stop you right here, because this is another one of those viewpoints where you just admire that view. Yeah, as I was saying, I'm actually going to Siam Park for a couple of days later on in the year, and I'm going to Florida later on in the year. So if you do like Tenerife, if you do like Florida, this is the channel for you, because I do things a little bit different on this channel. You're going to get all of the tourist attractions, you're going to get resort tours, and you're going to get lots more later in the year. Siam Park, Loro Park, Jungle Park, Monkey Park you're going to get. Just saw them, even though it's Loro Park. I'm even going to Monkey Park. There's a new one for you on the channel. Been there before, but I haven't done a vlog on the channel. So you want to watch that, give me a subscribe. Lots more that I haven't mentioned later on in the year. Yeah, the touristy attractions later on in the year, even though I'm going to Siam Park and things like that, they're going to be later on in the year. So it's an action pack later on in the year for you, what with the Florida and tourist attractions over here.
My name is Denzel Washington, I am here.
Oh, it's a nice chilled one at the moment. I'll tell you what, the amount of walking that you do well, that I do in Tenerife, a lot of people, if you come here with other people, they wouldn't want to do the walking that I do, I can assure you. I just like walking along a lot of the time from one end to the other, even further than what I've taken you. Yeah, obviously into the distance is Los Cristianos. I'll just show you, if you've never been to Tenerife before, right into the distance, Los Cristianos. So it is a very long walk, and considering, I'll be honest with you, I'm actually staying in Los Cristianos, as I said, and I actually went to Siam Mall earlier, that I said earlier on. Now, there is a little bus stop by the Pasarela Centre that you can obviously go to Siam Park, Siam Mall. You just get the bus up there if you're not hiring a car. It's free of charge, various times. And as I was saying, most people like to go to Siam Mall in the evening. This type of place, they all come out in the evening. That's what their life is like in Tenerife. Really enjoy that, as I said in previous vlogs. It's nice to just come out in the evening. But the free bus only runs to a certain time. And I think that time said 1:30 on the website, I think. The actual last departure time. So if you are wanting to visit later on the bus, you won't be able to, and you'll have to either get a taxi, hire a car. You can even go to Los Cristianos bus station and grab a bus there. But I actually walked from where I'm staying in Los Cristianos to Siam Mall. Took me about an hour at a very fast pace, and obviously it's very uphill to get there. And I ended up on the road because I didn't want to walk all the way around when I'm actually by Siam Mall. So I was literally running for about 30 seconds on the road, on the side of the road, to be honest with you, because I didn't want to take another 20 minutes detouring and walking all the way around, then walking up a long hill by Siam Park. If you know, you know. Got the shadow just over here. They're enjoying their sing-along. So yeah, a lot of walking. I do not know how many steps I've actually done. Not a clue, but it's a lot of steps. I'm just going to walk down here now. You right?
Okay.
Got some glasses down here if you do want some glasses. There you go.
Hello, chicken nugget. Very good, very nice.
Quite nice, them ones quite
Yeah,
nice.
they're nice. This one, yeah,
Yeah, they're nice.
This is nice.
I bought some Oakleys the other day, otherwise I'd buy them. Look. Probably get a lot cheaper from you, mate. Have a good day, yeah? I'll tell you what, those blue ones there, they look like my blue Oakleys that I had in the other vlogs. But yeah, I bought these Oakleys because I did buy a couple of cheaper pairs just to keep me going for a couple of days. But the thing with the cheaper glasses, you buy them and you get little marks on them because they're not quite as good as, you know, the normal ones or whatever. You get quite a few marks on them, and then you just throw them away either way. Literally like €5, like the cheaper ones. Then it sounds like a good deal, but you do throw them away. They only last a couple of days really, and you get little marks. So you're probably best off buying a decent pair to, you know, that you can keep for 6 months. The thing, I say that, but you know, I go through glasses like crazy. I buy, you know, 3 or 4 pairs of Oakleys in a year. You know, they're between 120 and 150 each, pounds, not euros. So yeah, it is quite a lot of money when it adds up. Tell you what, if you buy 4 pairs of Oakleys, you can probably get out to Tenerife for a week. Pretty much get a cheap flight out here, get the accommodation for about 400 quid, about the same price. It's crazy. You can get a family holiday out here for that, but you can get me out here for that if you wanted to. I mean, if you do want to do that, you can make me a donation if you want. Get some more vlogs for you. Got some bags just down here, some t-shirts. Just over here there is actually a McDonald's, and my favourite ice cream shop is just over there in the whole of Tenerife. Really do like that ice cream. I actually had a yoghurt ice cream from there in one of the other vlogs. Never ever had a yoghurt ice cream, but I did there, and it was really nice. But I had to eat it quick because it was turning into yoghurt. Literally turning into yoghurt. Just literally cut that then for a second because my microphone turned itself off. I'm not too sure if it's running low on battery because I've had it out a long time. Obviously, like I said, see, I had more earlier. Just show you a bit of a slowed down angle of this, that you enjoy the view. Yeah, you come down this end, it's not as windy. It is not as windy. You can see you got a little breeze on there. But yeah, nowhere near. Now, the direction that I did actually come from is a surfer's beach for about 5 minutes around that area. But where I actually started is not a surfer's beach. It's just, you know, you can sunbathe there and things. So it's never like that down there normally. So if you are staying down that way, don't worry, because you won't get that very much, that's for sure. Whenever I do come to Tenerife, I always stay Los Cristianos, and I have stayed Playas Americas before as well, but it is a lot more noisier in Playas Americas. Obviously you've got all of the bars around there, the restaurants, everyone's, you know, drunk at night, so they're playing music around there. So depending on where you stay, if you are a little bit older and you're not, you know, under 30, stay in Los Cristianos, in my opinion. It's a bit more for the locals and it's a bit more quieter if you haven't actually stayed in Los Cris before. So what are my 2 favourite water parks in the world? Well, judging by that I like Tenerife and I like Orlando, my favourite 2 are, just going to sit down here, just have a bit of a shade. It's a little bit shady here, so just have a little bit of a sit down. I have done the walking today. I've done the walking. And you know what? I'm going to end this vlog here. I'm not going to end it just yet. I'm just going to sit down here because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't really want to walk back to Los Cris yet because there's nothing really around the area that I want to do. So I'm not too sure really. I'm not too sure. I might just sit here and after this vlog just go on my phone for a little bit and relax because it is nice and shady here. This is one of these random vlogs. It's a long random vlog. So my 2 favourite water parks, Siam Park, Volcano Bay. Volcano Bay used to be my favourite water park out of the two. The last visit I had, if you watch my vlog, things did go wrong a little bit. Like I said, the Fearless River, couldn't go on it. The trapdoor water slide was down. So when you get things like that, it does change your perspective a little bit. I love Volcano Bay, but for me now, Siam Park number 1, Volcano Bay number 2. Now lots of people are not a fan of Volcano Bay. They don't like it due to various reasons. All of the upcharges there. Siam Park fast passes, you know, they're cheap for fast passes. You don't have to pay a lot of money. You go to Volcano Bay and you start paying those upcharges, it's going to get very expensive for your family. All the cabanas around there, you don't have to obviously get them, but the upcharge experiences are very, very costly. And quite a few people don't like the tapu system. Tappy. Oh my god, literally the sun has got to me. What am I doing? Yeah, that system, a lot of people do not, gonna laugh at me now when I'm saying that. I'm not gonna chop it out, I don't need to. By the way, if you have made it this far in the vlog, thumbs up for that. It is a long vlog, and to hear me going on just chatting about rubbish, not a lot of people like that system, do they? And it's meant to be nice and easy. Obviously you're waiting around. If you do go in Volcano Bay an hour or 2 hours after the park opens, and you tap in to the aqua coaster, that I always do. I always go in there, all I want to do is the aqua coaster, and I'm happy relaxing around the Fearless River, around the Lazy River, because I just pop in there for 4 or 5 hours, and then I'll go straight over to Universal for 3 or 4 hours till the park shuts, ready for Halloween Horror Nights. And yeah, basically the aqua coaster, every single time you go there, usually at the time that I go anyway, maybe not the time that you go, but when I go, it's on a 4 hour wait, it's on a 5 hour wait. So you tap in and you're waiting around thinking, will I have time for it? All the rest of the time you can't actually get on to any of the major slides, because obviously you can only go into one major slide. You can go in the tube slides. There isn't a crazy amount of tube slides, there's a few. But you're just waiting around and you're wondering, am I going to get my slide? And then 3.5 hours in, you're thinking, I'm not going to wait around. And the last time I actually went in there, I wanted to leave. So I spoke to one of the workers in there, and I had a little chat with them, and they was asking what I was doing out there and things. I said I had a YouTube channel and things. So do you know what they did? They took me backstage behind the locker bit, and they got my little watch tapu thing and they put it to 0 for me. They put it to 0, which was really good of them, and I got my ride on the aqua coaster. And then obviously I left there to go to Universal, which is good. But for normal people, you know, to wait 4 hours for an aqua coaster when you are paying a lot of money, especially if you've paid those up charges, which I never do, let's be honest. If I go to Siam Park, I'll buy a fast pass sometimes if it is a busy day, but that's because it's very cheap. I'm not going to go to all of these theme parks that I go to and things and buy fast passes. It's not going to happen. But if you are on a very tight time frame, if you're at Port Ventura, the queues are terrible. The fast passes are just sold like crazy over there, but you buy it anyway because it's nice and cheap. You go Siam Park, you can buy the fast passes nice and cheap, but when you are buying expensive fast passes, or you're going there with family, people are going there with family, and it starts adding up a lot of money, especially if you do go to these places quite often. It's going to be a lot of money for you. So I can't say that I would be there's a lot of negative reviews about Volcano Bay. I can't say I would be too happy if I was in that situation. Personally, I'm not in that situation, but most of you would be. You know, some people like to spend just a whole day at the water park. I would spend, you know, 4 or 5 hours. Then if I was at Typhoon Lagoon, I'd pop over to one of the Disney parks in the evening, because I just spend all day and all night at the parks, and I just shop till I drop over there in the actual parks. But yeah, just swing you back round really. I thought I'd just obviously have a chat with you about the two parks. Siam Park, it's going to be heaving when I go there tomorrow, in my opinion. I think, I'm not too sure. You got the holiday this weekend. It might be dead. I'm hoping it's going to be dead. That's why I arranged it for now instead of the weekend or the Friday. But sometimes you go in there and that lazy river is chock-a-block, and you go at other times and there might only be 2 people in sight. And a lot of these reviews on, you know, TripAdvisor and things, it's all on whether people go during the week or in the holidays when the kids are off, because you're going to get a completely different experience. And it's the same with theme parks. If you do go at the weekend, it's going to be horrible at certain parks compared to if you go in the week, and that's just the way it is. And you're going to get these bad reviews. I mean, even if you go to restaurants that isn't a theme park, some people are going to leave good reviews and bad, and that could be because a different chef is on. You know, they might not be as good as another chef, and that's not an overall picture of the place, because you might go there and have a great meal. So I wouldn't decide where you're going to go based on maybe certain vlogs, because certain vlogs, most of the vlogs you're going to get right, if they're with families and things, you know, they're going to probably be there at the weekend, because the kids need, unless they're taken out of school on a holiday and they're vlogging, they're going to be there at the weekend. It's going to be busy, it's going to be very busy unless they take them out of school. People like me, I try and get in these places in the week, because for me, going to places at the weekend, it's not the best. It is not the best. I try my best for you to go in the week, but then you're gonna look at the parks and think, oh, it's nice and quiet. You go at the weekend, you won't get that, will you? Just have a nice bit of water. So what is your favourite? I've actually got 1 bar of battery on here at the moment. I'll tell you what I will do. If at any point my battery just cuts out, I will end the vlog somewhere else once I've charged up the battery. I think we're good at the moment, but if it does end, just a heads up for you. And if it ends, you got this nice sun going down just up here. You won't see that because I won't be there that long. I'm gonna cut this vlog very, very soon for you. Just a random one, it's just a chilled out, sitting on a bench, having a little chat with you. It's probably going to be an hour long, and you're probably not going to be watching for that hour. So why not have a chat? To anyone who is watching, I'm not too sure what food I'm going to be getting later, not that you care about that, but earlier on I actually had a breakfast. I had it at lunchtime, because if I have it at breakfast and you think, oh, what am I going to have for lunch, and it's more calories, so if you just have it at lunch, it's alright if you're doing a load of walking. I never do these vlogs like this. Are you enjoying this vlog? How long of this vlog did you watch? Did you fast forward it to this point? If you did, drop me a comment. I'll be interested to know. Do you like the longer vlogs, or do you prefer the shorter vlogs? Just a bit of a tester, this one. I'll be able to see, obviously, if you're actually watching or not. Like I said, it might only get 100 views, you never know, but this is Tenerife. Quite a few of my other Tenerife vlogs have actually got decent views on. Quite a few of the theme park ones don't get as many views, because there's so many people, there's lots of people in Tenerife that know a lot more than me that do these vlogs. But I just enjoy getting out here and showing you what Tenerife has to offer. It's a great place to come, and if you are on a little bit of a budget, don't worry out here, because they've got you sorted. There's if you want to pay a little bit more, you've got some lovely accommodation over there, and I'm actually showing you some of these places on different, obviously, budget ranges. Different budgets, obviously value accommodation or the more luxury accommodation. Theme parks and attractions, mate. Do you want to be in the vlog? Don't want to be in the vlog? No, no worries. Jad just got stopped by someone. He said, you YouTube. Oh, just in this breeze. I'll tell you what, this breeze is lovely. I got a bit of shade just over here. I am nearly out of water though. Would you buy cocktails by yourself? You know, I fancy a cocktail, but I'm not going to sit somewhere and have a cocktail by myself. I've never done that. The only time I actually have done that, if I've been at CM Park, for instance, and other people want to go on slides or something, you know, I'll sit there and have a cocktail, no problem at all. I'll sit in a sun lounger and have a cocktail. That's another thing. If you have been to CM Park and you've got the main beach area, I always relax around the main beach area. You've got the kiddies beach, which is decent, at the other side of the park. the thing that I like about the kiddies beach is to the right hand side when you do walk in there, there's a little cocktail bar. They do lovely cocktails there for about €9, which is about £8. Correct me if I'm wrong. Get a lovely mojito cocktail. That's my favourite cocktail over there. What is your favourite cocktail? Most people go, you know, mojito, strawberry daiquiri, sex on the beach, that type of thing. What is your favourite? Drop me a comment in the comment section. Now, my little rant, if you have been to Siam Park before, is to get a cocktail, you need to be on that kiddies beach, because on the right hand side you've got the bar. If you go to the main beach, you've got the food court bang in the middle. You've got an ice cream dessert little place to the right of it, just over there, but there's no cocktail bar that I know of on the main beach. There isn't one, which is very strange to me, because obviously it's huge, that main beach, isn't it? And you've got, you know, most of the people are actually on that main beach sunbathing, and that's the majority of the sun loungers as well. I'm gonna actually walk again now. I'm not gonna sit here forever. I just wanted a little relax. I didn't want to chop it out and then obviously end up down the beach area. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk down to this beach and then end the vlog by the water as I walk and talk at some point. Now, this beach area, obviously they need to put a little cocktail bar there, because there isn't one. I've been around the food court so many times and there's no cocktails, which is baffling to me. Baffling. You can get yourself a nice coffee, hot chocolate in the actual dessert place next door, but no cocktail bar. If you are on the main beach and you want a cocktail, you need to walk outside of the area and grab one, which is very strange. Do you know why that is? Does anyone know? If there's one person watching and they know, please drop me a comment, because I'd love to know why, if they do know, or if you've seen that, if you've seen a more local cocktail bar, because I'm actually going there tomorrow and I'm going there later on in the year, and I would like to know why that is. Oh, lovely breeze. Not as much as up in the other section. Well, I don't actually know what I'm doing for the rest of the day. Let's have a look at the time on my phone, because I haven't got a clue what the time is. Wait there a second. So the time is 6:55. Interesting. Maybe I can start heading back in a little bit then, because it's going to be at least a 30-minute walk to where I'm actually staying. At least. As I was saying, if you do come to Los Cristianos, if you do come to Playa Las Americas and you do want to walk all the way along, if you do want to do these crazy walks that I like doing over here, because most of you don't, you like to come here and you like to go for a stroll down there, most people that come to Tenerife, but you won't go crazy and do some crazy walks. Some of you probably do. Do you? Let me know in the comments. If you're watching this video 6 months, a year from now, drop me a comment, because I'll be interested to know. Now, each month, obviously my subscribers are actually overall going up, just like any channel really. You have to, you know, to go down, you'd have to obviously have big subscribers, and then maybe not put any content out for a year, put any content out for 2 years, and then obviously your subscribers are going to drop, aren't they? Because people are going to be like, where's the content? You probably want to be this side, to be fair, don't you? Enjoying that. Let's hope the water doesn't come up too quick. Otherwise, all one of you that's watching at this point will see me get soaked. So, where was I? I've literally lost my mind. All this walking with the sun and that, I'm literally out of water almost. What was I actually talking about? The Siam Park beach. I had to think then, I had a brain freeze. So I love getting a couple of cocktails at Siam Park, but obviously they are at that child-friendly beach. You've got the wave pool there. It's not too old, that wave pool. And yeah, I love to obviously get the cocktail there, but you're not going to walk it from there to the main beach, are you? There is another cocktail bar right by the gift shop, about, you know, 3-4 minutes from the main beach, depending on where you're sitting. I mean, the problem is, if you are sitting further along the beach, you're going to have a 5 to 10 minute walk, depending on how slow you are. If you are a bit older, you know, it's going to be a bit of a pain walking and getting that cocktail. tell you what, I have got the wide angle lens off because it was a little bit blurred up yesterday, so it's been off. Just looking at those waves there. But yeah, it's just a little, I don't really know, that's just really what I wanted to say really. I might just end the vlog here, because I can't really think of much to say. I've said about my favourite theme parks in Europe. I'll tell you what I haven't said, my favourite theme parks in the UK. Do you want that discussion now? Have I got enough battery? Have I got enough battery? I'll give you a brief little chat. If you are a theme park fan, if you're not a theme park fan, you can chop off now if you want, and I'll really thank you for enjoying this chat. But if you are, and you want to keep hearing me waffle on, my favourite theme parks in the UK, in brief, Paultons Park and Legoland. And I'm being 100% honest there. Paultons Park and Legoland. And they haven't got the rides, have they? They haven't got the big coasters. I love big coasters. I love the big coasters in Orlando, in Europe. But in the UK, I like Wicker Man, I like Hyperia's okay, it's missing half the coaster. But, gotta watch what I say, it is missing half the coaster. It's because they didn't want to obviously shell out. They've got the selling points on a couple of the inversions, haven't they? And good old Merlin, they didn't want to go above and beyond, did they? Unfortunately. They'd rather put that extra budget in, you know, into a new land, into a new ride, and then they don't have to pay that out. They're not going to get many more people in if it's a longer layout, will they? So why is Paultons Park and Legoland my favourite? Well, the theming wise, if you go to Paultons Park, you go to Tornado Springs. Really well themed, you get great food there. At Paultons Park, all of the staff, really friendly. I've never ever had a bad day at Paultons Park. All of the rides, there's no fast track there. You pay a little bit extra at Paultons because they do not have fast track. As if you've never been there before, they don't cash in on that. You pay a little bit extra, that's what you get at Paultons. You get 0, 5, 10-minute waits on all the rides all day, even if it's weekends. You go to Alton Towers, you go to Thorpe Park, you get rides going down all day. You get litter all in the queue lines. If you haven't watched my Thorpe Park vlogs lately, or any time, watch the Hyperia vlog that I've got on the channel. This could, like I said, go all the way back. I'm actually sitting downhill at the moment. I'm going to turn around a little bit. Getting a little bit close to those waves. If you haven't watched my Thorpe Park vlog, scroll all the way back down and you see where it says Thorpe Park threatened me. It's the vlog before that at Thorpe Park. Got to scroll all the way down if you are watching this a lot later, and we're getting very close now. We're getting very close. Now Merlin, do not clear the queue, do not clean the bins in the queues. If you go on a Saturday, if you go in the holidays, in the busier times, you see all the litter all over the floor and you're walking in it. You are walking in it. And do you know what? I've spoken to many staff and they've said, unfortunately, I've even spoken to the cleaners, they're not instructed and they're not allowed to clean those queues before the park shuts. Now that's fair enough when it's not busy, but to have your signature ride covered in, you know the word, all over the floor, disgusting from Thorpe Park, absolutely disgusting. Get those cleaners out and get it cleaned. You go in the toilets in there, they're not cleaned hardly enough. They're not cleaned enough. And it's all over the floor. If you want to sit down and you go in the men's, you're stuffed because you have to wipe. And that's what you get. That's the experience you get. You go to the European parks, you don't have this nonsense. I've been to lots in the past, you don't get it. You see it occasionally, obviously if someone's just been in there, they can't help that. Just flicked up 10% on the camera. I was just checking if that actually said the microphone. So you got me waffling on till it dies. Got me waffling on. So Legoland and Paultons. Now Legoland is obviously owned by Merlin. I did prefer Legoland when they had the centre stage and the shows on at the moment, which they've taken away lately. because it's a much more pleasurable experience sitting around there having their lunch. You can watch the show, especially for the kids. They love it around there watching the show, don't they? But Legoland is a great part. You've got all of the theming around there, Flight of the Sky Lion, great rides. Deep Sea Adventure, they've done really well with it, with the refit. It's probably old now if you are watching this. I'll tell you what, my leg is itching a little bit. Got a little, can you see the little red marks there where I haven't been putting on sun cream on my legs enough, so do get a little bit itchy. Still on 10%, and I'm not sure. Yeah, my mic has actually switched itself off, so I'll switch it back on again for you. There you go. So apologies for the sound, because for a little bit you'd have had a sound issue. I haven't been concentrating on that. You don't get those problems when you edit out clips, chop, chop, chop. You can, you know, check on it every now and again. I'll swing you back round. So, 9% battery. Legoland Windsor, great theming. The staff are very friendly there. I've never had a problem with them, unlike Thorpe Park. Terrible in certain areas. Half the staff at Thorpe Park are decent people. I've had great conversations with them. I've had a laugh. They hate some of the other staff there at Thorpe Park. Certain staff members hate other staff members because they're idiots. There's no nice way of putting it, but they are idiots, some of those staff. I've seen the way that they treat certain people when they go in there. When there's queues and things and the rides go down, they scream at, I've had it not just once, I've seen it a few times at Thorpe Park. They shout at you, they talk to you really bad, and they treat you like rubbish. Now certain people live an hour away from the park, they live 2 hours away from the park, and it's bearable then. You're only spending £20–30 on fuel. You've got your tickets if you've got your pass. But what I can't stand is seeing other people, you can see them around the areas, the Hyperia area. You know, other vloggers, they don't pull them up about it that much because they don't want to get in Thorpe Park's bad books. I wonder why that is. I wonder why. Press events. Full stop. If you do say negative things about Thorpe Park, they won't invite you out to future events. I've spoken to staff. Do you know what? They've even threatened me a couple of times that if I say negative things about the park, they're not going to invite me out. And do you know what? The awards, where are they? Where are the Theme Park UK awards? They are situated at Thorpe Park. And some of these vloggers that can get invited out to the events, they know they're not going to win the awards. They just want to attend the events. You know, you can get a vlog out of it. You can meet other vloggers. And they like to feel that, you know, they've earned this. They've put a lot of their time into it, and they've earned going to these awards because people have been voted for them. So they should be attending them, and they feel that they have to go because of their audience. They feel they have to go. Now, I'm not one of those vloggers. If I got invited out to Thorpe Park, I would have a serious chat with certain staff members and say, what is going on with your park? And I'd have to bring these points up. I could not go there and not say some of the things that I've actually seen. I'll tell you what, the sun is going down at the moment. 7% on this. 26 minutes in on this clip. I never do vlogs like this. Could be an hour and a half. This vlog could be an hour and a half. I'm not sure. I'm not a clue. 6%. I'm not a clue. Just have a little sit down. I'm not gonna get a lounger right now, am I? I'm not gonna buy a lounger for about half hour. No one does that. So I'm on the sand. I'm not gonna sit on the fence because there ain't one. Like, I'm not gonna do it. And I'm not afraid to say certain things on this channel. If people don't want to invite me out because I'm saying the truth, they're fake. They're fake people, unfortunately. Now, if you're watching this and you know nothing theme park wise, as I said, then as I said earlier on, thumbs up. I really do appreciate all of your support. Obviously, if the view time's up, it does push out videos. If you give me a thumbs up, every thumbs up counts and it helps push out the videos to certain people. So if I want to pull parks up about certain things that I do see, if I want to pull accommodation up, if I see bad things, if I see people being treated bad, I will say it. I will not just not say it, because that's the whole point of a vlog. A review, even if you go for a food review and you don't say, if you say everything's great and, you know, someone visits there and they spend £100 on a meal, it's terrible. It's terrible. And it's the same with theme parks. Certain families go to theme parks. A lot of them do. And you see these vloggers, they've got a lot more subscribers than me, some of these vloggers. They don't say certain things in the parks when they should, because people are paying a lot of money. In my opinion, if you're not going to go to these, there's lots of parks in the UK that don't get any recognition. There's Creeley, it's a great park really, no massive rides. I could list out 25 little parks that are decent parks in the UK. Obviously most people just go to Alton Towers, Pleasure Beach and Fort Park, don't they? Chesington, decent if you go during the week. If you go at the weekend, it's not as good, but it's not as bad as Fort Park and Alton Towers at Chesington on a weekend, I can assure you. Unless it's summer holidays, then it's rammed, as you'd expect. 4% on the battery. My advice to you, if you are going as a family to a theme park, get down to Chesington, get down to Chesington in a week, get to Legoland, get to Pleasure Beach in the week where you'll have a great time, short queues. Holton's Park, you can go any day of the week, you're going to have a great time either way, not going to be all queued up, you're going to have a great time any time that you go, and they're constantly building there. Great theming, great food, great staff, Holton's Park. Otherwise, if you want to stay on site and you're travelling from up north, don't do it in the UK, is my advice. Do not do it. Get abroad, experience some of the abroad parks. Go to Toverland, Efteling, Phantasialand, Europa Park, so many other parks. You could list 30, 40 parks. But that's my advice to you. Get over to Europe, get a cheap flight, go over to Tenerife, get flights over here for £100. If you are on a budget, you can stay over here for £50, £60 a night if you do book in advance. And they don't all have to be bad accommodation. You can get some great deals over it if you are on a budget. So that's my advice. Get over to Europe, because what you will get over Europe compared to what you get here is a bit of a joke. You get treated awful over here in the parks, in certain parks at certain times, and you don't get that a lot of the time in Europe. You get queue jumping and things like that in certain UK parks, but I'll tell you what you do get over here sometimes when you're travelling from up north is not acceptable, and it needs to be improved. I can't wait for Universal to come in, sort the whole industry out, because everything will change. And on that note, I'm on 2%, and I'm going to wrap the vlog up right here if it allows me to. If you've enjoyed this video and you've enjoyed wasting an hour and a half of your life on this vlog, just the randomest vlog on the channel, little walk around, little chat, sun's going down behind me. Make sure you give me a subscribe for future Tenerife content. There's lots more vlogs towards the end of the year. And if you're not a theme park fan, check out the Orlando content, because there's something for everyone. I'm actually going to be visiting NASA in Orlando. So if you don't want to watch the theme park or water park content and you're still watching this vlog and you're interested in NASA, make sure you give me a subscribe for that. Because I thought, get out there and do something a bit different. I've been to NASA before, 1%. I'll see you in the next one. See you later. Thumbs up.